Welcome back to Student 73. Today's lesson is move number 65. It's single whip to the left, stepping back. You're already familiar with this move, so it should be a fairly easy and quick lesson for you. And I know you've already done your warm-ups and are aware of how your body is moving and feeling today, so let's not hesitate. Let's get centered in our space, still elongating from the top of the head, breathing deep and slow in and out of the nose. Once we've tuned in with self, we move from Wuji to Tai Chi. Facing around 10:30, the hands rise. They drop into the belly or lower dantian. Stepping mindfully with the left foot, the hands extend, pointing towards 10:30 until leisurely Tai Chi leads us towards 3 o'clock. The feet align in a good hip-width position, breathing in, opens the hands, breathing out, closes the hands. Single whip left, the palms open to 12 in the uprooting push with the transference of weight. Touching the right bubbling well in a cat stance until we place the heel down, bringing up the left foot. When the heel lowers, the hands push straight forward. Returning palm facing palm at middle dantian for open, breathe in, and close, breathe out. Brush knee left is towards 9 o'clock in this rendition, flowing into an empty stance. The left toes are out slightly as we parry. The right toes are out slightly. Then the left toes are directly at 9 o'clock for the 1-inch punch. Opening the fists, we retreat and uprooting push, aligning right heel. So left toes pivot forward for another open and close. Brush knee right towards 3 o'clock with the right foot leading the way, and the right hand leads us into leisurely Tai Chi facing 3 o'clock. Minimal muscle engagement is the epitome of effortless effort as we breathe in and out. Single whip back to the left. When we transfer the weight, the palms push forward. Then opening our whip and turning to face 9 o'clock. Right fist under left elbow, leading us right into repulse the monkey to 6 o'clock first. And then a smooth transition all the way around to 12 o'clock. Brush knee left takes us towards 9 o'clock in our space, followed up with leisurely Tai Chi. Here the left hand is what's rising for the chop to the throat. We're aware that it's turning the waist that moves the relaxed left foot until we step to 9 for the final pinky push. Aligning the feet, a conscious, quiet breath in, opening hands, and breathing out, closing hands. Single whip right with the palms opening and pushing as we transfer the weight. Once the whip is open to the left, we draw it back in and take our first side step towards 3 o'clock and wave hands like clouds to the right 3 times. If we notice any tension within the mind-body, we let that go. Left foot in to just shoulder width. And then right foot takes the third mindful side step. And the third wave leads us to higher horse. Left palm faces right elbow until we step back and reverse that. Left hand is on the top of our ball here. And then toe kick left towards 130 or 2. Toe kick right towards about 430. Left hand under right elbow as we face 3 o'clock and transition into the downward punch. All of the weight on the back right foot. Looking to 9, right foot and fist come out to 9 o'clock, flipping fists, stepping as we punch, opening the fists in the second step. Left knee up, floats behind, slapping the right leg or foot. It floats down as well. The hands dip down to lower dantian and rise to middle dantian before turning palm up for the squeeze of the fists and subdue the tiger. Right toes to 12 o'clock, and we're roughly facing 12 o'clock as the left foot kicks to 10:30. Spin or step mindfully around to face 9 for heel kick right towards 10:30. We have another parry with the left hand, flipping as we step. Another parry with the right hand. Right foot leads us to the bow stance for left fist, punching over right forearm. Block and close, and push the mountain. Left foot takes us first to 12 position, so right toes can pivot forward in the mindful breath of open and close. Stable on the right foot, we look to 130, step to 130 and brush knee left, followed up with the left hand rising for leisurely Tai Coat to the left, or on this diagonal line towards about 130. Little pinky push at the end. Right toes face 3 o'clock, left foot position shoulder width, breathing in, expands energy at the middle dantian, breathing out, we condense it. Diagonal single whip with an uprooting push to 3 before opening the whip. Dropping in the left hand as we face 3 o'clock and begin parting the wild horse's mane, first with the left hand and foot, and then with the right. Touching the left, bubbling well as the right wrist comes up under the left, stepping on the heel as we scoop up chi, right bubbling well touches, and then leads us into leisurely Tai Coat. Just the end portion, a final push. Left foot to 12, right foot at shoulder or hip width, another breath in, expanding heart's energy, and breath out, condensing it. Stepping with the left foot to 12 for our uprooting push in single whip left, where we withdraw our whip and step sideways with the left toes pointed to 12, in wave hands like clouds to the left. Right foot comes in a little. We wave back to the right. Second left side step touching the toe, then the heel goes down while the hands change position. Shifting the weight turns the entire body. Right heel down as hands change. And a final or third side step left. Wave hands like clouds, right palm up, right toes in. We look to 9 o'clock and step with left foot in the lowering move, where the left hand circles or wipes off the right arm, and then we bring the left heel down, fingers down, as we lower into golden rooster stance on one leg. Space between the feet, not letting the right knee go over the toe. Left hand and foot come down gently. Take our weight as we circle in the right toes, and then the right palm turns up as we look towards 2 o'clock, and then back to 9, both hands on side of the knee, moving in to the expansion of chi at chest, bringing in left toes to symmetry, transferring weight, facing 3 o'clock as we expand chi at chest, holding our center line as left foot steps to 2 for Fair Lady works the shuttle number 1. The right palm turns up. We look to 7 and step to 7 for Fair Lady number 2. A little half step of the right foot to 6 o'clock. Left foot steps into Fair Lady number 3 towards 4:30-ish. Right palm up. And we look to 10 or 10:30 and step that way for the final Fair Lady works the shuttle. Right palm faces left elbow, and then we change that with the weight shift, touching, bubbling well, hands are pointing in the same direction. Now the left hand is on the bottom of the ball that we're turning. Left hand holds space at the chest as we brush with the right, then the left, and we prepare by making a fist with the right hand, and on our third step, we punch low. We open the fist, palm facing palm, standing on the left foot, so the right foot goes back as the hands go forward. Touching, left bubbling well, 2 fists form, and we step out to smash downward with the back of the fists, that then open, touching right bubbling well, to step to 3 for leisurely Tai Coat. And the final little step for the Sinky side push leads us mindfully to 12 o'clock for another open and close. So here we are, today's lesson 65. Stepping back with the left foot, shift the weight back, open the palms in an uprooting push to 12. Turning the waist, opens the right hand. And that's it. That's where we are today. Even though you already know single whip left to the back, we'll go over it in detail as a reminder. We know that we end after 63 and 64 facing 12 o'clock in our open and close. And just so that you have a front view in case you have forgotten the details, the single whip back to the left, the right foot takes our weight, the left foot goes back on the bubbling well, the whole foot's flat. As we shift the weight back, now the palms open in the uprooting push, and turning the waist dictates how far we open our whip or the right hand. Let's go over the details of that, but we won't belabor it since you've done it so many times already. Proper orientation is towards 12 o'clock. So our footwork in our open and close, the feet should be about shoulder width, hip width, with the toes forward. In single whip back to the left, we stand on the right foot and we Cautiously touch the left bubbling well and put the whole left foot flat to know that there is nothing under it, that it is safe to then shift our weight to the left foot. At this point, we would turn from the waist to open our whip. When we don't use the hands, it's easy to note how far we can turn and hold alignment. Nose should be over breastbone, should be over navel. When we use the hands, there's a tendency to overturn so that the nose is no longer over the navel. That's the footwork. We simply go from shoulder width to standing on right foot, feeling the space behind us with the left foot is safe to transfer the weight back to the left foot, and turning the waist or hips dictates how far we will be able to open our whip. Let's do just one more before adding hands. So we're facing 12 o'clock on the right foot. Left foot keeps that shoulder width. We put it flat with no weight, and then when it's flat, we shift the weight mostly to the left foot, turning the waist only as far as we can keep nose over navel. That's our principle of alignment. In our hands, fingers are up, palm facing palm in the open and closed posture stays that way as we step back with left foot. When we transfer the weight now, the palms open, they dip down a little and push to 12. Note how far you can turn. By turning the waist right, the right hand comes out, but the left hand stays stable. That is single whip back to the left. Let's do it 2 more times with the weight on the right foot, left foot steps back. We shift the weight, the palms open, they come down a little and arc up. Then we turn the waist to move only the right hand as far as we can hold good alignment with nose over breastbone, over navel. One more, single whip back to the left. Left foot stepping back, takes our weight, then shift the weight, open the palms in the uprooting push, turn the waist to open right hand. And just because we haven't really seen it in a while, maybe I'm going to show you side view. So now this is my 12 o'clock. Right foot has weight, left foot steps back. As we shift the weight, the palms face 12, they arc down and then up a little to the height of the shoulders. Turning the waist dictates how far the right hand opens. Only go as far as nose over breastbone, over navel. Once that alignment is reached, the hand no longer goes back, it just stops. So both hands end about the same height with the arms open. Let's take it into flow from here, from the middle of fan through the back. We're facing 12 o'clock, the weight's on the left foot. As we turn to 3, opening up right hand and right foot, expansion of chi at chest. Turn the right toes out a little, drop the right hand. Both hands are in front of our center line until we step to 2 o'clock for the first fair lady. Right palm turns up. No weight on left foot as it comes in. Then it takes our weight again as we look to 7. Right foot steps to 7. Right hand overhead in our second fair lady. Shift the weight off the right foot so we can have a little half step to 6. Left hand comes up, right forearm, and then turns outside the temple for third fair lady. Works the shuttle, no weight on the left foot as it comes in. The right hand's under the left elbow with the palm up as we step. Then the right palm turns out at the temple. Right palm drops to face left elbow in high pat on horse, touching right bubbling well. Hands turn to hold a ball as first right foot, then left foot turns to 3 o'clock. The hands are at the height of the chest. The right hand arcs and pats over the knee. The left hand arcs. And then step 1. Step 2, we prepare. And in the third step, we have our low punch, where we open our fists and stand up. The hands circle out as the right foot steps back. Hands come in, touching left bubbling well. 2 fists form as we step with the left foot and the fists come out. Right bubbling well touches as we open fists and scoop up chi to the right hand for a chop to the throat. Or, as it's labeled officially, leisurely Tai Coat. We know that here in 63, move 63, the left heel aligns so that the right toes can pivot in, and we breathe in, opening hands. We breathe out, closing hands. And here we are, finger whip back to the left. So the left foot steps back on bubbling well. We feel the whole foot flat. We shift the weight, open the palms, uprooting push, turning the waist to the right to open the right hand. And from there, we just center the weight and let the hands come down. In case you have forgotten from that lesson so long ago, our first lesson in single whip, every time I say uprooting push, it means that the hands are coming down and up, as though we were pushing someone in the chest to push them up and off their feet to go back. I don't have a dummy to demonstrate, so I demonstrate myself. So here, if the hands were to come up from someone else and their hands were to push my chest, I would go up and back. I would be uprooted off of my feet because of that lifting action of the push. I would encourage you to go back to the videos beginning this one and run through all of those moves from the first point that we start, 73. I'm looking forward to seeing you for our next lesson.